we got a chance to speak to the cast and creators of Dune Prophecy. Check out our conversation with Chloe Lee and Jade Anouka. This is an absolute pleasure. Congratulations on the show. It looks absolutely fantastic. I'm always curious as actors in your decision on taking on something like this, because Dune is this big thing with big ideas and a very annoying fan base. And
Not at all.
Annoying.
Not at all.
Enthusiastic.
I'm one of those annoying people. But was there any apprehension on your part, or was it just a no-brainer?
For me, it was a complete no-brainer.
Yeah.
I mean, I read the first 2 scripts before they were considering giving me the role, and I don't know, I think it was something to do with my age why they were reluctant to. And then they sent me the first 2 episodes before I even got the part, and I was like, they've got to give this to me now because I just love it so much. So I think for me, it was, a complete no-brainer. It's just such a cool universe, and I think with the films as well, I loved them so much. So for me it was a obvious
Yeah, I mean, being part of something that's like also already has this big fan base is already special. You know it's going to be good.
Means a lot.
Like, no, it's going to be good. Yeah, and similarly, when I read the part, I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." And then I spoke to Alison, the showrunner, and they like made the part even better. And I was like, "Right, well, I'm obviously going to say yes now." So like, it was again, no brainer.
Oh, fantastic. That's so nice to hear. There is obviously this vast library of resources for you to access for a role like this, right? I mean, you've got novels, you've got comic books and graphic novels. Was that something that you would turn to as part of your process? Or were you like, no, that's going to get confusing. I'm going to rely entirely on these scripts?
I think for me, because, I mean, this series, The Prophecy, is based on the book The Sisterhood.
Sisterhood of Dune,
but it's not like a direct kind of copy. It's not a direct adaptation. And my character doesn't exist in the books. I don't think
my character doesn't. No.
So I think for me, I mean, I read the first book, and I think that gave me enough like foundational knowledge with watching the films as well to like understand the universe that our characters were in. But I've not read any of the other books because I really like trusted like the scripts and trusted the material, and I didn't want any like preconceived notions, because scripts can change, storylines can change. And I thought that was kind of the best way for myself to go into it. And I think it paid off, hopefully, because I didn't feel like there was any pressure because of a pre-existing like, novel or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I watched the films, but then the films are set 10,000 years ahead. So I was like, okay, so we're before that.
Yeah.
So we sort of get to like set our own rules a bit. And as you say, our characters don't specifically exist. And I just found it really fun to like deep dive. I was just like internet searching all the different kind of factions that exist in Dune and all the different kinds of people and all the different worlds. And I just was sort of doing that as a kind of just interest thing. And to kind
of a deep rabbit hole.
It did
so much.
I probably scratched the surface, to be fair. But yeah, I definitely just thought, look, come on, let's rely on these brilliant scripts. And like Alison knows this world so well. So if we ever had any questions, we were like, Alison.
Well, I haven't spoken to Alison just yet. I think I'm about to. But the thing I was going to say to her was exactly what you said. I loved that it's different from the book. As a fan of the novels and as a fan of the universe, I always like when TV shows do something different because it gives me something new to sink my teeth into.
Yeah,
right.
And I like the shift in focus because this one completely shifts the focus to the sisterhood, which is very, very cool as well. Tell me this. I've got like a minute and a half left. What is it like playing those characters in the sisterhood? Because obviously there is such a deep ambiguity and questionable morality going on in everything that they do. I mean, that must be so much fun.
That's what makes it so juicy and what makes you like, which is why it was like easy yeses, right, to do this, because there's so much in there and nothing is like black and white. Do you know what I mean? There's so much nuance and you're like, wait, are they doing that for the right reasons? Are they doing that for themselves?
Are these the goodies?
Are they the who's the goodies? Who the baddies? Yeah. So, and that's like the juicy thing when you're an actor, to getting to play things that aren't just like, cardboard cutout characters. There's so much that could be there. And we also get to put some of ourselves and like, and work with what's written and actually just makes more of that character as well.
And I think because the sisterhood, it's kind of, especially in like the films that have recently come out, it's shown as such like a mysterious thing. They're described as like witches, and I feel like it's really cool that it peels back the curtain.
Yeah.
And it's like a faction of the Dune universe that people are really interested in knowing more about. So I think it's really cool that we get to be the people who get to do that.
Yeah.
But also in the movies, I mean, they're kind of painted as the villains. So this is nice because you're kind of the good guys, at least for now. There was a slight shift.
Anyway. We're not saying anything.
Yeah.
They've only shown me one episode. But thanks, guys. I'm all out of time. It's been an absolute pleasure, and congratulations on the show.
Thanks so much.
Cheers. You can watch Dune Prophecy when it premieres on Max November 17th. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Thank you so much for watching.